it gets really weird with multiculturalism because there's so much, but it gets so weird. Like, I've actually seen racism work and be helpful and effective. And I know that makes no sense because it is dead quiet in here right now. So I will explain. I was in a Walmart on a Sunday, which I do not recommend because it is family day. And it was packed. And I was in one of those lines, you know, just trying to get up to the cash, the line that goes on and on forever. I was just trying to save some money on some George t-shirts, you know. I was just finally making my way up to the front. I was almost at the cash. But I noticed there's this small little Asian kid. He's like 5 or 6 years old. But the reason I noticed him was his face, because he was half terrified, half crying. And the supervisor noticed him too, and she just rushed over. She tried to talk to him. Like, hey, what's going on? Where are your parents? What's the matter? But this little Asian kid didn't speak English at all. So I got to see someone kind of beautiful out of this huge line full of every race and creed and culture. I got to see the Asians in this line just start to walk over to the kid and just give it a shot. So I got to see a Chinese guy walk over and lean down all caring to talk to the kid, and the kid pulled up back immediately like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like, sorry, not me, back into the line. And a Korean guy walked over, leaned down, same thing, like, oops, sorry, not me, back into the line. And a Japanese guy was walking over to talk to the kid, but before he could get there, this old Portuguese man right in front of me, he stopped him. He grabbed him right at the elbow. And I knew he was Portuguese because he was bent over and looked angry at the air. He was like, ugh, the sun is a burden, you know? But he looked at the kid and he's like, oh, that's a Viet. You've never seen one before? And then he looked right into the line and pointed one guy out. Went, hey, buddy, you're a Viet. And he was like, hey, I'm Vietnamese. He was like, well, good for you. Fucking talk to the kid already. And he did. He didn't want to, but he did. And he walked over, he talked to the kid, and the kid was like, finally, I can explain. And he explained he just lost his dad. He didn't know where he was. He was scared. And the supervisor said, don't worry about it. We have a system. We'll page the dad's name out. We'll bring him up to the front. They'll be reunited. But this old Portuguese man was not done yet. Because he shoulder checked me. He looked over one side, then the other side, and he spotted a guy in an aisle, and he just yelled out, hey, you're Vietnamese! And the guy went, yeah? And he's like, well, did you come with a kid? Because this one looks just fucking like you. And it was his kid. And he did that panicked run you do where you're trying to keep it together but get there as quick as you can. And he ran alongside that line full of families. He came up, grabbed his son, picked him up, and held him so close. And that entire line erupted into applause for that old Portuguese man. For being so racist. He was better at telling Asians apart than Asians are. All right, thanks a lot, guys. You're the best.